Traditions and customs are national treasure. Kazakh people observe traditions over many centuries. The Great Steppe is an amulet of the country. You can watch the customs and traditions of the Kazakhs in the Modern Nomads program. Today on the program, traditions and customs associated with gift giving, the most ancient traditions of Kazakh people. Kazakh customs are as a mirror of generosity. Kazakhs have always revered and highly valued their national customs and traditions. Every custom in our nation's lifestyle is developed relying on the definite principles and rules. Their purpose and function can be known by realizing their notions. For example, there is a saying that happiness increases when you share it with others. The result of the following saying has its own rule, as reliable relationship between the relatives. One example of it is asking for suinshi. The general function of suinshi is to deliver good news. It has a function that makes people happy. If someone comes with suinshi, people say, "Your suinshi is ready." There's a manner of asking for suinshi. For instance, coming to the village shouting suinshi, because there is a notion that people shouldn't come to the village shouting without reason.
Üçüncü sıraудың енді өз жалпы жұрт білетін формасы ауылға қарай шауып келіп, дауыстап, айғайлап, үшінші деп айғайлап келуге тиіс. Өйткені айғайлап келудің себебі ауылға.
If someone comes with a sad facial expression, it means that he or she delivers bad news. Thus, coming to the village shouting suinshi means glad news. Furthermore, to ask for suinshi is a nice tradition that leads to the celebration and helps people to share happiness with others.
Адамдардың арасындағы жақсы көңіл күйді әйгілеп жариялап, көпке мәлім ету, тойға ұластыру тәрізді бір жақсы салт болып есептеледі.
People with suinshi delivered good news from the furthest places. When there was a problem of keeping in touch with each other, they even overcame a long distance. Especially it happened when the enemies were defeated, a long-awaited baby was born and high officials were elected, and there was a common happiness for people. At such moments, the size of suinshi was remarkably big, the herd of horses, sheep, and so on. Guests are very often having to receive or give presents. In addition, there are often times when gifts should be given in some special occasions according to the traditions. Some examples we will discuss now. Suinshi, a custom according to which a traveler or any other person who brought home a good message or news receives a valuable gift from the owners in gratitude. Sometimes before telling good news, a person says suinshi, or "What would you give me for suinshi?" thus implying that he or she has something great to tell. In ancient times, people didn't ask for suinshi from everyone. They asked for it from the people that were close to them and could share with them the happiness. Our fathers dedicated a horse for our sisters that came to ask for a suinshi. They gave a horse for a newborn baby. Later, when a newborn baby was born, the grandparents gave a horse to them. Khorimdik and baygazi, given for a new thing, to be honest, is a good quality of people. Currently, we're not able to find these qualities. The one who takes khorimdik won't become richer, and the person who gave it won't lose his fortune. It is a big humanity to share the good moments with people. To give presents when people have a good time is still going on well.
Бізге жақсы жалғасып келе жатыр.
The custom of giving korumdik proves that our people are close to glad things and celebrations. It is a sign of intelligence to give a korumdik when someone gets a new horse, dress, etc. Korumdik is a gift that is given to the people with the newest things. It may be clothing or a horse, and it is dedicated when people say that they get something new.
Жақсы дүние, жаңа нәрсеге алдым, иелі болдық деп жатқан кезде құттықтап келген адамдардың тарапынан берілетін кәде. Ол тек қана жаңа дүние емес, жаңа тігілген отау.
Korumdik is also present to people that create a family. People that come first to give them cattle as a korumdik. Later new families may get useful trifles as a carpet. It is also called korumdik.
Келден-келерде болғанда түске біз үйге жас отауға қажетті дүниелерді әкеліп береді, сол көрімдік деп аталады.
The Kazakh wedding process consists of an offer of marriage, a wedding, a kudalik, a gathering of relatives from both sides to know each other better, and post-wedding rituals. Offer of marriage may take 2 stages. During an official suit, a girl's relatives may appoint additional talks, usually for the following week, in order to agree on the wedding date and specific wedding conditions. An official suit, kudat tusu, begins with the arrival of matchmakers to the girl's home. Korumdik is more remarkable. It is given for a baby, bride, and car nowadays. It isn't baygazi. Baygazi, a tradition of giving a gift to a person who acquired a new valuable thing. And most of the time, baygazi is giving cattle to the children. Furthermore, if someone wears special Kazakh clothing, then people give him headwear. It is also a case of baygazi. People say such phrases as, "wear it with pleasure." When a baby makes his or her first steps and comes to the neighbor's or relative's house, people are glad for him and present a tanabao to a baby. Furthermore, if a kid helps to bind sheep or a young girl has intention for embroidery, relatives become happier for their growth and wish to expand their pride. They prepare a small present and it leads to a big celebration. An ancient tradition of the Kazakh people that received a trophy from the hero and hunter doesn't stop its life.
Өзі Алла тағала беріп тұрғаннан кейін сізге соны кейде шын айтқанда біреумен бөліскің келеді.
When God gives you something, you want to share it with others. You think about some people looking for a reason and a special condition to give it. You also try to follow the tradition.
Алған жүлдемнен деген сияқты болмаса осындай бұйырып еді маған.
People sometimes share any prize with us, telling us, "I would like to give you a present," or "I was thinking about you." We also have thoughts about the young generation. We attempt to give something from our trophy when the time has come.
Осы бір реті кеп тұра, бұл жерде бір ешқандай оғаштық жоқ деп, жаңағы өзіңе бұйырған нәрседен өзінің еншісі емес қой, енді кішкене бөлігін беруге тырысамыз.
There is a tradition which shows the open-hearted and generous side of our nation's character. It is called kalau. It's hard to perform it because a person asking for kalau wishes something expensive and not affordable for him.
Қалау бұл енді қазіргі заманда жоқ болып кетуге шақ қалды деп айтуға болатын дүниелер.
Kalau is going to disappear nowadays. It normally goes between close friends. It isn't a little thing. Basically, kalau is connected with remarkable things as a fast horse, pacer, and eagle.
Негізінде жүйрік ат, жақсы жорға, немесе алғыр, қыран тәрізді бір ереулі дүниелерге байланысты жүрілетін нәрсе. Қалай? Яғни, сол бір тамырының қолындағы жақсы қыран бүркітіне көзі түссе, сол тамырынан.
If one notices an eagle from his friend, he must say that his kalau is a friend's eagle. The main point is that a friend mustn't refuse it. If a friend looks for a reason, it means that he destroys their relationship. Thus, it's like a promise.
Тау айтса, ол енді үлкен адамгершілікке, достығына жасаған қиянат деп есептелетіндіктен, оны беру серт деңгейінде болған нәрсе.
There are a lot of sayings and legends about kalau in our nation's history. Even there were people that asked for an eagle, and the man who didn't follow his wish was criticized and guilty in front of a person asking for a kalau. They tried to give a horse and chop onto them for their guilt.
Қалжыңдап құта түсіп отырмын деп айтады. Ол кезде енді ал ымды білмеген, ымды білмейді дей ме?
People say I am proposing with a sense of humor. It is a hint. It is in our blood to guess it, so this means he or she is interested in it. On the other hand, they are asking for it. Then you shouldn't offend them. There is a notion like mal basi. Also, there are some things which are holy for people. Maybe it's a trophy coming from ancestors, and then people ought to explain its meaning and cost. So kalau is being forgotten today. Nowadays, I don't see the case of giving something to somebody who directly mentioned for it. People find it strange today. There's a distance between us, so we can't ask for anything, even if we want it.
Ал енді көбіне қалау деген қазіргі кезде ұмытылып бара жатыр.
To know about kalau is close to the older people. For instance, a 9-year-old Jitez went to greet 90-year-old Joly. Then Joly said, Bata can be said for good prosperity. Henna is grown on a stone. Advice is for youth. So what do you want, my son? Asked. Then boy Jitez replied, Oh, my honored ancestor, the horse will be dead. Clothing will become old. I can't compare Bata with them. Give me Bata. I will be glad, he said. Then B gave him his bata, saying, Open your hands. Thus, kalau isn't only property, but it's also good bata or wish of our ancestors. But there are also kind men that can perform kalau.
Енді менің қолымда қазір дәстүрлі әнші Еркін Шүкмәновтың домбырасы жүр. Өзі ерекен көп домбыраны біреуге сыйламақ тұрғой қолына ұстата қоймайды. Бірақ бір тартып отырған
I have a dombra of the singer of traditional songs Erkin Shukimanov. He doesn't even give it for a while, but when he was playing the dombra, I mentioned that the dombra is perfect. I didn't have a big desire, but he understood that I was interested in it. So when I was preparing to leave, he gave it to me. My students took it with themselves. I sometimes ask it for my students, but I should bring it to my home. However, the son of my relatives liked it, and when they came to ask for the dombra, I couldn't refuse it. I had to give it to them. It isn't a perfect dombra, but I played it. It is a rare situation.
Домбыраға бейімі бар екен. Біз ырымдап отырмыз, және сенің осы домбыраңды қалап келдік деген кезде мен ешқандай бас тарта алмай қалдым. Домбыраны қимасақ та бердік. Енді керемет домбыра емес, бірақ тартып жүрген домбыра. Сондай сирек кездеседі.
There is a tradition that came from our history which is called Buyim Tao. It is a seldom used tradition in cities, but in traditional villages, this national tradition is kept till today.
Бұйымтай жалпы үйге келген қонақтан енді әбден аттанып кеткен жатқанда сұрайды ғой. Дәлірек айтқанда,
Buyimtai is asked when the guests are going to leave the house. Exactly, it is asked when a guest comes for lunch and attempts to go out. If a guest stays for a night, next day he will be asked. Buyimtai is a special tool in a relationship between people.
бұл енді адамдардың арасындағы қарым-қатынастың бір ерекше құралы. Жалпы біз қазақты қонақжайлық дейміз ғой. Сол қонақжайлықтан бір көрінісі. Яғни менен қандай көмек керек еді сізге? Не мақсат?
It is an example of our nation's hospitality. It means like, how can I help you? What is the reason of your visit? For instance, people look for their lost things and ask for help. It is a mechanism of leading a relationship the right way.
Біліп отырса да, бұйымтайыңыз, басқа бұйымтайыңыз бар ма? Егер бұйымтайды айтқан болса. Бұл қонақжайлық тәрізді адамдар арасындағы қатынасты жолға қоюдың бір механизм саналады.
By the way, some guests didn't mention their buyimtai. These guests were normally the ones that came for the bride. They put a needle and sharpener under the carpet. They put the whip on the pin and left their buyimtai. It also had a solution.
Енді бұл бабадан атаға, атадан әкелерімізден көрдік қой. Үйге келген қонақ біраз отырғаннан кейін аттанар кезде ол үндемейді, айтпайды.
We see all these traditions from our fathers. The guest doesn't say anything, but he can mention it partly within the conversation. They don't mention it directly, and after that our father asks for buyimtai, and the guest tells finally his deal.
Әкеміз кетіп бара жатқан кезде, ал қандай бұйымтайың бар, не жұмыспен жүрмін деген кезде жаңағы ол ақтарылып салады. Біз енді шын айтқан кезде қазір 70 жылдағы сол қанымызға сіңіп кеткен, егер ол айтпаса, өзі айтпаса, бірінші бастама көтеріп сұрамаймыз да ғой.
To be honest, because of 70 years, we don't even ask for buyimtai now. Thus, I ask for it for my guest according to my upbringing. Then they answer that they came for a greeting. It is a wonderful tradition of the Kazakh people. It helps to be close to each other.
Көптен көрмеп едік деп, бір қазақтың бір керемет жақсы несі ғой, қарым-қатынастағы, тұрмыстағы, қарым-қатынастағы адамдарды жақындастыратын сондай бір жылылық, арадағы жылылық орнататын бір керемет осы қалыптасқан үрдіс қой, дәстүр.
There are a lot of good values in our nation's history which deserve respect. Most of them are still going on, overcoming the barriers of time. An aim is to use them in our lifestyle.
Қазақтың бір мақалы бар ғой. Алыспасаң, беріспесең, сарт боласың дейді, барыспасаң, келіспесең, жат боласың дегендей айтып тұрғандай.
There is a proverb which means that you will become mean if you don't give and take anything, and you will become a stranger if you don't come and visit. So Kazakh people always pay attention to the celebrations and relationships when you think about the mood of others. Support each other and share happiness with everybody.
Көңіл күйін қошын, жақсы ұстап отыру, бір-бірі алқап жүру, жақсылыққа ортақ болу, жұғысты болсын деген тәрізді де мағадан келген кезде Қазақ.
In this way, Kalau, Basire, Baygazi, Korumdik have a big function to lead the relationship between people to goodness.
Белгілеу болсын, байғазы болсын, көрімдігіңіз болсын, қолқаңыз болсын, барлығы түптеп келгенде адамдардың арасындағы қарым-қатынастықты ізгілікке, жақсылыққа бағыттау деген үлкен қызмет атқарған болып келеді.
Let's see the modernization of our rich traditions that direct us to be glad for other people's happiness, save humanity, and teach kindness.